Good day, grade 10 learners! This is your teacher Rodensi Andres, but you can call me Sir Red for short. I am happy that we are all together again in this episode. I know you are all feeling excited for today's activity. Please find a good location for our discussion for today. Stay focused and refrain from doing not necessary activities with your phones. Aside from that, always start your day with a prayer and positive outlook. This is a new day, a new beginning. Before we start, let's have a short recap of the things we discussed last meeting. Can you enumerate some key terms from yesterday's lesson? That's right. Some of you mentioned compare and contrast, while others said accessibility and effectiveness. Some also said visual words and outside sources of information. With the words you've shared, I am pretty sure that we're successful in identifying the accessibility and effectiveness of the content of various materials with outside sources of information. Specifically, you were able to compare and contrast visual works according to their purpose. That means your learning from the lesson will surely help you determine the best way to gain information which is effective and accessible. And by this time, I also want to emphasize one of the highlights in yesterday's lesson, which is the comparison of a story from a book to its movie adaptation. From that task, I observed various reactions on how you enumerate the differences between a book and a movie of your favorite choice. Your outputs were very good. I congratulate you with that. Tap your shoulders and tell yourself, I'll keep the good parts. Today, we shall have an adventure in the world of English. Yes, an adventure. Though you are at home, we can have a journey through our imagination. Watch attentively for today's lesson and we shall tour around the world of English. For today's lesson, you are expected to employ analytical listening in problem solving. I know you would agree when I say that all of us encounter problems, isn't it? As grade 10 learners, you surely experience problems within your stage. It can be a problem with your study, problem with your friends, family problem, a problem with your crush, or simply daily problems. Right now, what problem do you experience? Have you thought of a solution yet? How do you solve this problem? Do you know that listening analytically helps in arriving to a better solution? You heard it right. Listening is an important skill in order to solve a problem. What is analytical listening? In simple way, it is a higher form of listening. Analytical listening is an ability and capability or capacity to analyze what you heard. It involves system in order to analyze what others say. Using analytical listening, one has to decide on the truth of ideas, pass judgment on the claims and decisions, and decide whether to accept it or reject it. Did you get it? That's good. It has 4 parts. First, identification of main and peripheral problem. Second, looking into logical connections. Third, detecting the cause of the problem. Fourth, formulation of good solution. Can you mention keywords for the 4 parts of analytical listening? I will help you remember them through keywords. Number 1, main and peripheral problem. You need to identify the main and peripheral problem. Number 2, connections. You need to look for logical connections. Number 3, cause. You need to identify the cause of the problem. And number 4, solve. You need to formulate a good solution. This time, let us analyze them deeper, step by step. First, to be analytical, you should be able to divide a problem or an issue into parts and identify the central and peripheral concern. What are these two? Central issues are the main problem, while peripheral or supplemental issues are those that complicate or add to the main problem. A clear example is what we are experiencing today. What global problem are we experiencing today? Exactly! It is the coronavirus disease, commonly known as COVID-19. Coronavirus disease causes health dangers to humans. Additionally, it complicates human activities such as economic activities, educational activities, and even religious activities. Now, let us try or let us analyze the scenario and identify the central and peripheral problems. In this example, what is the main problem? That's correct! Public health safety because of the COVID-19 is the central or main issue. What about the peripheral issue or problem? Very good! Its peripheral or additional problem is educational problem. Easy? Let's proceed. Next step is the ability to see logical connections and gaps of the issue. This is important. Logical connection give a clear direction to craft a solution. It serves like a glue. Let's go back to our example. Since there is a widespread of coronavirus, social gatherings are prohibited, and even educational gatherings. That is why face-to-face class inside the school is currently prohibited. Now, can you see now the central and peripheral issue connect with each other? That's good to hear. Before we proceed to number 3, please take a deep breath and maintain your attention. Come on, let's do it. Inhale. Exhale. Are you ready for number 3? The third ability to be an analytical listener is the ability to detect actual cause of the problem. This is specifically done in cases when there is a string of problems. Why is there a need to identify the cause of the problem? That's right! Identifying the cause of the problem helps in creating a good solution. To explain this further, let us go back to our first example. Public health safety is the central issue. Prohibition of educational gatherings is the peripheral issue. What is the cause of the problem? That's right! The main cause of the problem is the spread of the coronavirus disease. Having the ability to locate the main cause of a problem is important in order to make a fitting solution. Did you get it? Very good! Let us proceed to number 4. That is to formulate a solution. In order to create a good solution, you should be able to apply the prerequisite abilities we discussed. A good solution is created through analytical process. Thus, listening analytically to a scenario is the best way to create the best solution. Now, let's go back to our example. Can you identify what is the solution crafted by the Department of Education concerning the prohibition of face-to-face classes caused by the coronavirus? That's good! The department's solution is alternative education. That learning should be done inside your home through radio or TV instruction, modular instruction, online learning, and blended learning. Do you get it now how to solve problems using analytical listening or analytical system? Very good! What we just did is the process of solution formulation using analytical listening. Please give yourself a big smile. To see if you understood our lesson today, we will be having an activity. I will flash the dialogue between Remalyn and Janice. For the first flash, you're going to read the dialogue. And for the second flash, you will already answer few questions. Did you get it? That's nice! You will answer 4 questions. Please write the questions in your notebook.
Ready? Go!
Hi Janice, why were you absent yesterday? The usual reason, Remelin. The lung problem of Tatang is becoming worse. He insisted to work at the farm the other day, and so he was tired that much. I had to send him to the hospital the other night. I had to do it by myself since Nanang still works as a stay-in helper in Manila. That's painful to hear, Janice. Our teacher asked me yesterday why you are often absent in class. She also told me that your grades are worsening. You might not move up with the highest honor if you can't catch up. I knew my grades will suffer, Remelin. But what can I do? I am an only daughter and I have to look after Tatang while Nanang looks for money from away. I had not told that yet to our teacher, Janice. Have you? I plan to confess this to our teacher after class. Will you accompany me, Remelin? No need to ask about it, Janice. We shall seek advice so your grades won't suffer. Thank you, Remelin. For now, let's go to class. Hi, Janice. Why were you absent yesterday? The usual reason, Remelin. The lung problem of Tatang is becoming worse. He insisted to work at the farm the other day, And so he was tired that much. I had to send him to the hospital the other night. I had to do it by myself since Nanang still works as a stay-in helper in Manila. That's painful to hear, Janice. Our teacher asked me yesterday why you are often absent in class. She also told me that your grades are worsening. You might not move up with the highest honor if you can't catch up. I knew my grades will suffer, Remelin. But what can I do? I am an only daughter and I have to look after Tatang while Nanang looks for money from away. I had not told that yet to our teacher, Janice. Have you? I plan to confess this to our teacher after class. Will you accompany me, Remelin? No need to ask about it, Janice. We shall seek advice so your grades won't suffer. Thank you, Remelin. For now, let's go to class.
And your time is up! Let us now analyze the dialogue of Remelin and Janice. Get yourself ready. For number 1, what is the main problem of Janice? You are right. The central concern is her Tatang's health. Number 2, what is her peripheral problem? That's correct. Her peripheral problem is her failing grade. For number 3, what connection do you see why her grade fails? Her grade fails because she has to attend to her Tatang's health. Thus, she cannot focus on her studies. Let's have number 4. What is the main cause of the problem? That's right. The main cause of the central problem is when Tatang insisted to work at farm, though his lungs are weak. That's impressive. Keep up the good work, class. Now, for your last activity, I want you to apply analytical listening by giving your best solution or best advice to help Janice in her situation. You may write your solution in a half sheet of paper with at least 5 sentences. Don't forget to submit your answer to your teacher, which will be attached to your learning package. Is the instruction clear? I think our time is up. It has been a good discussion, grade 10. Please clap yourself. I hope you learned a lot about analytical listening. And I also hope that the biggest problem we face today, which is the coronavirus disease or coronavirus pandemic, will be solved in the soonest time. Once again, this has been Teacher Densi Andres, but you can call me Sir Red for short, leaving you a message to ponder. If you dream less, you succeed less. Dreaming big, succeed big. Thank you, and God bless us always. Goodbye, everyone!